Hello, I'm Brianna. Welcome to my life on paper, where paper and pictures tell my story. All month, I've been playing along with All About That Bass, No Trouble with Ginger and Friends, and this is my fourth and last video for this month of making base pages. So I'm going to make another five. I pulled out the striped paper and then gathered some papers that would match the colors in the stripes. I did like this polka dot greeny color, as well as the kind of, I don't know, goldy color. So I'm going to trim those down, and I think I start with 5 by 10, and then deciding they have to be smaller. So first I'll do, I believe it's 5 by 10, and then once I get those both lined up, I'll decide I want to go down to, I believe, 4 by 8. Today as well, I have the base page number 15 that I completed the layout. So be watching for that. I have really gotten a lot done this month and really gotten out of my box, and I've never made base pages before. This is something I know I can do again in the future. I'm actually looking at maybe doing it next month, one day of the week, because it's just a really fast way um, to get a scrapbook layout done. You can do either just the base page, or once you do the base page, grab some pictures and go to it. It depends on how creative you feel and how much time you have. So here I am deciding, yep, it needs to be smaller. I need to see more of the background paper. So this is 4 by 8, and then I will lay those out. Then I'm going to go look for a piece of paper kind of to be my mat for my photo. I'm thinking one photo. I have that other paper that I'm thinking is matching. I like that. Here's kind of a, I don't know if you'd call it champagne, kind of vanilla, I don't know, color. But I take that little piece and I'm going to make some of these scallop circles out of. And I think I find a different paper as well and do the same thing. So I have several of these. That one I wasn't too sure of. It's got a little blue in it. Could have worked, but instead I find this pattern paper from my stash, and I might use them, I might not, but if I don't use them on the page, and I won't put them on right now, but if I don't use them on the page moving forward, they go into my stash in my color box. Um, which I will have a video soon coming up with what that looks like, my color boxes. So now that I'm happy with the size of this, I will glue the background pieces down. And after that, I will glue the mat down. And then I'm just going to tuck those scallop circles so that they can be available when I am completing the layout. That way I have options, and I'm getting rid of some scraps. It works out well. So then I'll bring in the next one, and I'm thinking I have two pictures of Meredith um, in Florida. Uh, and so I'm thinking of two vertical photos, and I choose kind of like pink and green, just kind of to start off. I really like the blue, but I didn't know how I was going to make that work. So I tried a couple different ways. I'm thinking L design. Um, I really like the way the green goes with the rose paper. So then I'm going to use that as a background, and then the hearts as the bottom part of the L. And I think, although it's busy, I agree, I acknowledge that it kind of tones it down to do it this direction. So I will bring in photo mats. I do like to do that on my base pages. I'm learning. It gives, I don't glue them down much, so that I can pull them up if I need to, but it does give me a good idea of what I was thinking when I was putting the page together. Um, you can see I'm using pattern paper that I didn't really care for as mats, knowing that a photo is going to go right over the top. So even if you could see through that paper, which I don't think you really can, um, that it's going to cover it up. But I'll just put a little bit of adhesive there so that it holds it in place, but that it can be removed if needed. And then I'll go adhere the rest of it down, and that'll be the end um, of base page layout number 2, which is actually base page number 17 for the month. My first round of base pages I just made without any pictures in mind. The second round, this second round or third round, maybe the second and third round. This is the fourth round. I did have pictures in mind. And here I have some Florida pictures of myself that I'm just pulling out these. These are creative memories, and they're kind of like base pages in and of themselves already. So it's a little bit of a cheat, but I went and I took the striped paper. I don't know if it's really striped paper, but this background paper, and then I'm going to use this. It's almost like mixed media paper with some more pattern paper on top of it. And I'm going to be able to get two vertical 4x6 pictures on this page. I'm not sure. I don't know if I put the page holders. I think I do. Maybe not. Hmm. Let's see. Because I was using that same pattern paper. Oh, I didn't. That was it. That was the end of the page. So here is number 3, right? Number 3. This paper I have used before on base pages. It is quite bold and busy. I um there are a couple of full pages yet that I have left that are like oranges and pinks. I put those aside. I want to use the green striped, as well as the multicolor striped. And then I get all my parts out, all my scraps. And I don't, I mean, there's a bunch of scraps there, but they're not big. They're very small. So I'm gonna trim the stripes down and then decide that I'm gonna take the purple flowers and cut it in half so that I can put half above and half below. And I think you would call this a band base page. I've got my two page picture holders. That's what I call them there. I'm looking at my cut aparts. Um, there's a pineapple. It's Florida. It was like in January. It was actually quite cold there, but warmer than what it is in Wisconsin. I find Oh Happy Day, as well as these cute little flowers. And then there's a journaling bit that says love this on the bottom that I'm going to get on as well. So I'll kind of do a diagonal design. I got to get those, I lay it out first, dry fitting it, and then I will go ahead and adhere everything down with my ATG adhesive. And then that'll be about it for this layout or this base page. Make sure you check the list below of everyone that's playing along this month. If everyone started on the first of the month, they're finishing up if they did every day. I missed a few days, so I will be continuing to post the next several days. And I'm excited with everything I've gotten done and all the scraps that I'm using up. These 5 base pages didn't take me that long at all, and I didn't keep track. Each of the other ones have been taking me about an hour, and then I can get it down to like 15 minutes. So that's probably what it took me, but I just didn't pay attention this time. I was having too much fun putting them all together. You're going to see though that this next one coming up is going to take me the longest. So this one I'm planning on using for some food, I believe that we were dinner out in Florida. This will be the companion page, and I believe this is going to be the drinks that we had with that food. And this one takes me the longest, and probably because, well, I don't know. If I don't have a lot of options, normally it comes together kind of quickly, but I don't have that many big pieces of paper. So at first I'm thinking I'm going to take 3 pattern papers and make fishtail banners. But the background paper I'm thinking of, this striped, is kind of busy, and it matches the background paper on the other side. So I thought I want to stick with the stripes. And then I have this paper left over, and I thought, ooh, I can use those on either corner and that'll work good. But then I thought, oh, I don't know how that'll look next to the other side. So I'm back to my fishtail banners with these 3, but again, it's just so busy. I wasn't so sure that that's what I wanted to do. So I keep moving them around and thinking, and then I thought, oh, maybe I'll just stack them. And I know I've got 2 vertical paper, 2 pictures, and yeah. So I'm going to bring these out to see how does that look with the pictures, and it's just not really grabbing me. So I move 'em around again. I thought, ooh, if I can offset the pictures, maybe this will look better. So I'm going to try that and then see how to bring the papers in. So now I'm like, okay, do I do another band? I could do that. Covers a lot of the paper up though when you have 2 pictures like that. And so then I was like, ooh, maybe I will try the pictures like that with the band over there. And I'm still looking, I've got all these other scraps that I can use. And I don't want you guys to think this is all I have. This is all the scraps I have. I do have pattern paper that's left from this pack, but like I said, it's the pinks and the oranges. So I'm staying away from that. Um, and then I go, ooh, what if I stack them like that, the pictures, right? And then I use these other pattern papers just to make little, and I could have made fishtail banners, but I didn't. I left them as blocks, and I'm going to trim those down. And those can be things that I can put more embellishments on. I can just leave them like that. Maybe I'll put some words on one of the strips. I've got lots of options. The cut apart, the cut aparts are on the left hand side with the words and a journaling block, but I didn't put those down. I'll bring those out when I'm putting the page together, so I'll know where to put them. So I'm liking this so far, and then I'm looking to see what else I could do. I've got one that's a fishtail banner on the left. I pulled that out, but there is no pink at all, not even in the pattern paper on the background. So I put that aside, but I do pull out a different piece of paper. I wasn't crazy about this, but the one I pull out, but it was one that didn't have pink on it. It's got just exactly the same colors as the fishtail banner next to it. So I cut the fishtail the same way. I make that one a little bit longer. And then I don't know if I trim these down a little bit. I was kind of, oh, nope, they're going to stay that size. So I will adhere those down, and they're just blocks kind of floating there. You could do a lot of different things with that. I could have made them skinnier and layered more of them, but it was already so busy. And I know this is busy, but it's Florida and they're drinks, so I think it'll be okay. And I definitely can go in there with more like some cardstock to kind of, I feel like, calm it down a little bit. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but I have options and that's what I like. I am all about the options. And look at those scraps. I know some people might throw scraps like that away, and I'm not ready to throw this away yet because they can be little extra bits on my page. And that's it, guys. So thanks so much for hanging out with me. I hope you have a fabulous day, and please come back and see me again soon.